Hey guys, Boss Maggie here. Today we're going to be ranking every single coaster in Six Flags Great Adventure. We're going to do all 14, and I'm going to say, I have ridden every single one of these coasters, and if you're watching this video, you might think that's a false fact. But to tell the truth, I actually went on one of my trips for school, and I've ridden every coaster. Aside from Joker, even though I did get Joker as a credit. Let's just start the list with number 14. Coming at number 14 is the Roadrunner Railway. It's the Imperial Family Gravity Coaster. This is actually the smallest coaster in Six Flags. But, you know this type of coaster. It goes around twice, and it's pretty boring, really. You don't really get airtime on it, as the other kiddie coasters. So, yeah, the only thing I like about it is around twice, and it's not a really good coaster. But, of course, you might want to check it out if you're a 4-year-old or 5-year-old looking for a coaster credit. Let's just move on now. At number 13, we have the Sawmill Log Flume, Jocelyn's Log Flume roller coaster. This one ride's actually not a good one. I prefer to save her. But instead, I would probably go do Splash Mountain at Disney or Journey to Atlantis at SeaWorld. But it doesn't really get you that wet the way the other coasters do. I mean, it's a log flume coaster, but I do like the times you get wet, and the drops are really kind of fun too. But I'd probably not rewrite it again. Let's just move on to the next credit, or else I'm not really. Okay, now moving on to number 12 is the Harley Quinn Crazy Train, this year family coaster built in 1999. And if I'm telling the truth, this coaster is kind of fun. It does go around the place twice like the Roadrunner, but it's even more enjoyable and it has more airtime. What other coaster could you want? And actually I prefer this one to the Roadrunner Railway. It sure is a crazy train, that's for sure. Just look at the way it looks. Let's move on. At the number 11 spot, we have the Dark Knight coaster, which is the Magpie's Wild Mouse coaster, built in 2008. And for the record, this is probably my favorite Wild Mouse coaster I've ridden, which makes it so great. Is one, it's indoors, and two, unlike other Wild Mouse coasters, there's no T-bar, so you don't really have to feel the pain like on the ride. It's called a rider on, like on other Wild Mouse coasters. So you can never really go wrong with this, and I really salute this Dark Knight coaster. Let's just move on. Going in number 10 is the Runaway Mine Train, which is the Aerodynamics Mine Train coaster. It's actually pretty rough for a mine train. I mean, especially on the last turn. On a positive note, it does look pretty cool, and I do like the airtime. But the issue is it's rough, so that's why it's coming in at number 10. On the positive note, the steering so look, you get a great view of El Toro right there. I would not just lose it. Coming in at number 9, we have Green Lantern. Okay, this might be a controversial choice to some people, but this one, no way to me. I hate this coaster so much, and I just hate stand-up coasters. And if you're walking around the park all day, you know how I feel. I mean, the way it looks a lot, and those versions are supposed to just, no, they're not the type of conversions for me, and it weakens your legs. And especially and I do like the colors given the first drop, but it is kind of cool for stand-up, but I'd rather say it sucks. It's not on my worst coaster list, but it just definitely needs to get scrapped in Six Flags. They actually wrote El Diablo. This one, nah. A Rape, we have Skull Mountain, and this is the Intamin Family coaster, which opened in 1996. Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. It is another indoor coaster, and you can never go wrong, even if it is a family coaster. And it's actually really silky smooth. There's really no complaints to add, except that it is family, but it's a well-enjoyable ride. And I just love the fact you can't even see anything. I actually went on this with my friend Romir. He said it was a looping coaster, but I personally didn't wait soon enough. It was right, so that's why I'm putting this number 8. Alright, at number 7, we have the Joker. Okay, so this is definitely a controversial choice. Really, guys? You might be thinking, why would I put the Joker at number 7? Well, let me explain. I'll tell you why. This free spin is cool. I gotta mention that. Yes, this is an SNS free spin coaster. And it is a 40 coaster, so you don't see a lot of them in the day. But unfortunately, I really don't have the mouse for this, and it's a bit short, and with some classify it's a mega kiddie coaster. I wouldn't say, well, it's not kiddie, no way, it's not kiddie at all, but it kind of looks that way, as it's not a very long ride. So, and there's pretty much a lot of clones of this, so I'm naturally not going to ride the Joker again. Let's move on. Coming in at number 6, we have Batman the Ride, the BM inverted coaster, and this one is really fun. I mean, God, this is probably one of my favorite bean inverts I've ever ridden, And it's not as good as Graper Hershey, but it's still awesome. It's yellow too, which makes sense considering it's Batman. But for an invert, man. I mean, the inventions are forceful, and I love the vertical loop after the first drop. This coaster is actually located next to Nitro, which is under yellow coaster. So I personally think this is gold. See when I get there. At number 5, we have Superman, Batman's, friend, I guess. This is the ultimate flight. This is the B&M flying coaster. This is actually, so unlike the B&M inverse, you actually lie down on the seat, which when it drops, you feel like you're Superman flying to Six Flags. And they also leave a pretzel loop toward the middle of the end section. The red and blue is excellent considering this. Superman, I salute you too much. I already said on the Dark Knight. Hey, it's good. You gotta love Superman, right? Coming at number 4 is a really fun coaster. This is Bizarro, the B&M floorless coaster at the park. There's a lot of B&M coasters here, and for some reason this one is massively amazing. It features 7 inversions, 3 of them on an element called a cobra roll, which is a combination of shaped like a cobra's tail. And man, this ride's a beast. The way the trains give the airtime on this ride is super legendary, and you can never go wrong with Bizarro. Now we're going to start off with the legendary top 3, and all these runs are amazing. 2 of them are built by Intamin and 1 by B&M. And coming in at number 3 spot is the legendary King Ka. You know what this is. This is the tallest roller coaster in the world, but it's actually the second fastest too. It's actually located in the Golden Kingdom, which is the perfect place for this. And I gotta mention, after the big launch and going extreme high, you come twisting down on an airtime hill, which is this big hill right here. And then you hit the brakes. I'm gonna go, oh my god, I can't even say. Now I gotta tell you, there's also a ride called Zooenjaro Doppler doing this, or you can see it in this image, but it's still amazing. You gotta check out King Ka, it's amazing. Now moving on to number 2 is the legendary Nitro, the B&M hyper coaster. Let me tell you, this is the second best hyper coaster I've ridden so far. Well, currently my number 1 is Steel Force. But for a hypercoaster, it would be the king of the hypers. I mean, it goes incredibly fast and extremely high, but you can never go wrong. Coaster, and one difference to Nitro is legendary. Say, my favorite Six Flags. This was my favorite Six Flags coaster back in the day. Look how amazing this beast looks. When you see like those 2 double airtime hills, you're not gonna. And of course, this was my favorite coaster in Six Flags. Okay, so you do remember how I said Nitro was my favorite Six Flags coaster? Well, that was until El Toro changed my mind. Also known as the Bull in English. This ride is the absolute king of airtime for me, and what makes this coaster so great is it's the only major coaster in the Spanish section, which means like, there's that Spanish section in the Six Flags where actually El Diablo got removed, so you're not going to see that one again. That's why it's not included in this ranking. But in this first section, it has 2 airtime hills of gargantuan. And then it follows up with the Twister section that's even more. What a ride. I mean, I can't really say. This is clearly the airtime king of the roller coasters, and it's by far my favorite roller coaster on my celebration list. Well, everyone, does it for the ranking. Thank you for watching. I really hope to see more roller coasters come out in the future for my rankings.